Right. Hello, everyone. My name is Stacey Adelman, and I am a registered psychologist and the owner of Joshua Tree Learning Center here in Regina, Saskatchewan. And every Tuesday at 12, we go live to discuss a variety of different topics. And so today, what I wanted to do was talk a bit about how we can support our little guys at home, our little ones at home. How can we support our children, particularly in those toddler years, even preschool, kindergarten, and what are ways that we at home parents at home, how can we support them in getting them ready for school? So I get a lot of questions about what do they need to be ready in order to be ready for school. So I don't know, many of you may not know that I started my career as a kindergarten teacher. I've taught preschool all the way up to grade 12 actually, but spent a lot of time in those elementary years and really enjoyed my time with the little ones. And I am a huge advocate of free play. So first and foremost, lots of free play opportunities. I really think the brain knows what it needs in order to thrive. And kids are so naturally curious and engaged with their environment. And I really like them to have the freedom to be able to explore their environment and just interact with the world. It's quite fascinating to watch. If you ever just sit back and watch kids play, it really is quite fascinating. I taught overseas for a while with children who had multiple different languages. Um, so I had a classroom of 15 or 16, actually only 4 of them spoke English. And when you would just sit back and watch them all play together, it was just fascinating how they were able to interact and learn and figure things out just purely in a free play environment. Really fascinating. So if you can provide as many opportunities for free play, I highly recommend that for parents of all ages, but particularly in those younger years. I'm also a really strong advocate of reading. So exposing our children to as many reading opportunities as possible. That means having reading to them. So bringing them onto your lap, reading lots and lots of stories, looking at the pictures, engaging and pointing together. So there's so much natural social emotional bonding that happens with that, the development of vocabulary, learning to track from left to right, looking at pictures, interacting with pictures, getting those books that have like those pop-up pictures. Those are really fun. Having them look and find things in the pictures, identifying the colors in the pictures. There's just so much that kids can learn from books. So providing lots and lots of books are really important for kids. Having them listen to stories, whether that is from you or even, maybe you're in the vehicle and you're, on the, I want to say a CD player. That's what it was for us. But having them listening to stories as they're in the vehicle can be really powerful, and letting them try to develop the picture in their mind. Or what can be really nice is put them on your lap and you're looking at the pictures together, but get them reading the story to you. So they're telling you what is happening in the picture, and let them read it out loud to you. And they start to develop that competence that I am a reader. I can read to you. And they're reading the pictures. That's a really important skill in the development of reading. So explore different kinds of books. So the fun, typical nonfiction books are really great, but open up some nonfiction books about elephants or giraffes, and start reading the facts about different kinds of topics, or play with poetry. Read them different kinds of poems, just fun little rhyming poems, so they can hear rhyme and hear what that sounds like. Songs, listening to songs, and sometimes you can have songs that have the books that go with them, right? So they're rhyming and listening and creating a rhythm with language that is really so nice and foundational for that reading development. So I'm huge advocate of reading. Just always have lots of books around. Keep them really accessible. Don't keep them up on the shelf. Keep them really accessible where they can get to them, where they can play with them, and let them play with books. Even if it doesn't look like they're reading them, they're just wanting to play with them. Let them do that. Let them explore them. If they're upside down, backwards, it doesn't matter. Let them just interact and play with those books. Get books for the bathtub. Let them play in the tub with the books. So lots of things that we can do with books. And if you access our community libraries, lots of wonderful opportunities for free programming in our libraries here in Regina and our small towns. Really take advantage of those. We've got librarians that really do a great job of introducing our littles to literature. So I'm just a really a big advocate of all kinds of things reading and getting our kids ready for reading. If you want to look at specific letters, I'd start with their name. Look at the letters in their name and see if they can find letters that are the same or different. So look, say your daughter's name is Anne. Try to find as many A's as you can on different signs around you or in your home, looking for the letter A. So really playing with the letters of their name. Try to make them really manipulative. If you can get those letters. They can move around. They're magnetic. Just get them creating their name and copying their name and doing lots of fun things with their name. So that would be a place to start. You want to get them drawing, coloring, writing, painting. All of those things are just, again, really important, getting them to engage, with paper or with text in some kind of way. I really like to put things on an easel, so they're developing that fine motor strength in their hands and in their arms. But more importantly, they're going to develop a lot of that strength through their free play activities of climbing, running, digging, pushing, pulling. All of those kinds of free play activities are really developing the foundational and visual spatial skills required to be able to print and sit and attend and grasp an object. So a lot of times we tend to think we have to, present kids with worksheets and get them practicing at printing their name. And there's a time for that, but we have to remember that there's a lot of prerequisite skills that go into learning how to sit, learning how to attend, learning how to hold a pencil. All of those things we need to develop through those free play activities. So just providing a lot of opportunities for that. I want you to really focus on developing concepts such as same and different. Which two are the same, which ones are different, or developing copying skills through games like Follow the Leader, getting them to copy you and do exactly what you do, and vice versa. You can do a lot of that through play as well. You can really develop a lot of the self-care skills, though, getting them to dress themselves, learning how to put on their shoes and their boots. Tying shoes, that's quite a fine motor activity. That might take some time, but you can still develop those skills by, teaching them how to put on their socks and get themselves dressed in the morning, how to brush their teeth and comb their hair, and follow those routines. Routines is the next area I'm really going to talk about. So learning a morning routine, a bedtime routine, getting dressed routine. So when you follow simple routines at home, they're going to be able to follow those routines when they get to school as well. And that's going to be really important that they learn to do that. Taking turns, something that we really want to try and instill if we can at home. And I really love games for this, where they learn how to wait their turn and take their turn. And so they become aware of themselves, but also of others around them. So turn taking skills can be really helpful, particularly through developmentally appropriate games. I love to include kids in all things in the home. So we don't always have to have these structured academic activities set up for them at home. Just try to include them in what you're doing. So if you're cooking, let them help with the cooking. If you're baking something, let them help. Show them what a recipe book looks like. Show them how to measure out, the sugar or the flour for the muffins. Um, Letting them develop those skills of pouring and stirring. Those are all developing those fine motor skills and focus, attention, literacy, measurement. They're developing all of that when they bake with you or cook with you. So pull up a chair, let them stand on the chair and be a part of that. Um, if they're not interested in the cooking, sometimes it can be fun to fill up a sink of water and let them play in the water with you while you're doing your activity or side by side, but they're engaged in an activity. It's real sensory play. Kids love water. Let them play with the water and the bubbles. Or if they like washing something, give them some pots or pans to scrub out. They often have fun doing that. Let them be a part of what you're doing at home. If you're out shoveling the driveway, buy them one of those little shovels and let them take part. They like to feel like they're a part of things and that they're helping you, and it develops a lot of those foundational skills that are required in a classroom setting when we move on to more academic focused kinds of tasks. So giving them as much opportunity to be a part of running the home. Um, and then I think most importantly, I probably the biggest thing I learned as a teacher was learning to take their lead. So when, there's a lot of options for them to play with or things for them to do, let them pick. Let them take the lead and then you follow them and engage in what they're interested rather than always trying to pull them into our world. Go into their world and let them show you what they're really interested in. And sometimes you may have to think of things on the spot, right? That might enrich that learning or help them focus on particular, things that they might be interested. But really, really take their lead and let them show you where they're interested in the world, and that is going to give you so much really valuable information for ways that you can support them. So I hope that's a few, tips and tricks for, parents who are supporting their little ones at home. If you ever have questions about parenting or how to support your kids or even how to enrich them in ways that are academic or social emotional learning. That's all part of what we provide here at Joshua Tree with a variety of different counselors and many of our psychologists here have been teachers, so love to talk about this kinds of stuff with you. So please don't ever worry about asking questions. We're here for you, and we're here to support kids. And so on. If you have questions, just let us know. So thank you for taking time to listen today, and we'll see you next week on Tuesdays at 12. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Take care.